Hey everybody, Dr. Sandra Colton Medici here. It is pouring down rain in LA today. And it's so funny because yesterday I was just talking about how great the weather was here. So I hope you're having a really great day. I am just happy to be with you here on all of these streaming channels. So if you're seeing me in my Facebook groups, Sweet Bites with Sandra or Icons of Online Movement, then hello everybody. If you are seeing this on YouTube, then I'm so happy that you are joining us. I wanted to talk about Clubhouse and the Clubhouse app and how to navigate the Clubhouse halls. So it is really something that's kind of been a buzzy buzzword this past month or so. And I jumped on Clubhouse. It looks similar to some of the apps that you're used to getting on, but there's always a little tweak, a little something that's happening behind the scenes that I think people would really appreciate knowing. Now, when you get onto Clubhouse, I'm going to show you my profile just on the screen. It's not going to be big, but I did want to show you exactly what it looks like. So hopefully, oh, there we go. It'll formalize here. Can you see it if I tap on it? Oh, no, hold on. It's a little, so you've got, your profile pick up at the top. Let me just read it to you. So what I have done is I've listed, I'm an author, I'm an educator, I'm an artist, I am a podcast host, and I go through with my contacts as well. One of the really great features of Clubhouse is you can connect your Instagram and you can connect your Twitter. Now, I have multiple Instagrams, so which one do you use, right? So there's a lot of times when you want the Instagram that you're going to be DMing and connecting with people the most, that's the one that you're going to put. The one that people can actually reach you on, you want to put as the Instagram that you are connecting people with. Twitter, same thing. If you don't have a Twitter account, that's okay. A lot of people only have one or the other. But if you have both, I say connect both because you just never know if the person that's trying to connect with you is more of a Twitter person versus being more of an Instagram person. So I say because there's that option right now, make sure to connect to both. The other thing about Clubhouse now, it's, there's hallways that you can kind of be on. They've now implemented a new search option where you can search either for people or for interests, things like that. But it is really great just to get in, number one, and start listening to conversations and listen to what the information is that people are giving out for free. Okay. So that is one of the things. I know a lot of times, I've been in some rooms where people are like, what, just literally having conversations with themselves, and it's not a productive conversation. Now, if you are in there just to chat, great. If you're in there to be about your business, that's even better because you want to bring people from Clubhouse into your business. And it's a great networking site. I know that a lot of times what I have done is used Clubhouse to bring people over to my LinkedIn site. Now, I wish they had a LinkedIn button. I'm going to suggest that feature because bringing people from Clubhouse into LinkedIn, I know that those are business contacts that I want to keep in touch with. And so it helps me to navigate that area especially. Now, when you get into Clubhouse, number one, make your profile. Don't just be anonymous. I don't think that that's going to serve you in any really good way. And then start connecting with people. There is a feature on Clubhouse that they will contact you. If you are available, you can click into it and help someone with the navigation of Clubhouse. It says walk them through the halls, right? So if you can be that person for someone else, you know how they say, take more than you give, right? So make sure to give back as much as you're taking from the app because that's just going to make it better and better and better and the community more vibrant. So those are two things. Number one, make your profile, make sure it's connected to your socials, and then give more than you take. The other thing I would suggest on Clubhouse is you can, at the bottom of the screen when you get into the home, it says start a room. Now, in order to have your own group on Clubhouse, you have to have conducted at least 3 rooms. So you have to have started 3 rooms. And that just means you need to click the button, start a room, and start talking. It really is not that hard. If you come at Clubhouse with no script or no concept or no ideas to bring to the table, that's fine, because you're just getting started. You can just have a conversation with yourself if you want. But in order to get your own group, you have to start rooms. And so you can go on to creating in a group if you'd like. This app was actually, I think it went back on as a live app in March of 2020. So it's been around. People are just now buzzy about it. Is it going to fit into your overall business and your marketing strategy? That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about today. So, can it help you? Yes. Is it a distraction too much from what you're doing? It can be. And what I mean by that is, if you have a lot of pistons firing, right? And they're not all on the same wavelength, then that can be a distraction from your overall marketing strategy that you have in place right now. If you can integrate it into your marketing strategy where you are using it to your benefit, then yes, add it to your marketing strategy. But be very purposeful about how you're going to use Clubhouse. Okay, so if you have any kind of questions, definitely put it into the comments so that I can answer them as we go. And then I'm also going to make sure that you have my information. So I'm going to type it into the chat box, info@sandracoltonmedici.com. If you have any questions that I don't get answered on this particular live, make sure to send it to me because I'm happy to go offline and have that conversation with you. So as far as building in Clubhouse into your marketing strategy, number one, what is your end game? You want to think of it from, what do you want to get from it? Do you want to be someone who is known as an expert? And so you want to have visibility, and you want to have notoriety, and you want to have some sort of, expert, kind of persona on Clubhouse. And so you want to be in the top left corner of every room that you're in, because that's where people are seeing you on the stage, so that then there's some sort of authority, put on you because you're at the top of the stage. Okay, so that's one thing. If you want to be known on Clubhouse as an authority, great. What are you trying to do as this authority? Are you trying to bring people back to your website? Are you trying to lead gen by offering them some great advice and having them, think, oh, okay, well, she's giving great advice. Maybe I should, look at what she's doing. Maybe I should, sign up for her newsletter, or maybe I should, think about one of her courses. Think about your objective when you're getting onto Clubhouse. Is it, I want to be known as an authority figure, okay? Or I want to bring leads back to my website, or I just want visibility, right? I just want to network. I want to collaborate with people so that we can have different rooms that we are moderating together. So think about that when you're trying to figure out how Clubhouse gets into your strategy, your overall marketing strategy, because if you have no purpose, no objectives there, then you can't really outline a way to accomplish them. So that's another thing that I wanted to say is, have a purpose when you get onto Clubhouse. Now, getting off of Clubhouse is hard. I wanted to just caution people, because in those rooms, I've been on late night on my headphones, just listening to people talk about buying and selling domain URLs. I've listened to people give auditions for the Wiz, vocal auditions, second callbacks. I've listened to people give marketing strategies and invite people to join their newsletters so that they can get onto their courses. So there's a vast array of topics that people are talking about. Some people are talking about the verses, music, battles that are happening and who won and blah, blah, blah. So it really depends on what deep dive you go into, because it is addictive. I'm going to just put it out there, because it's hard to exit quietly. I know there's a little button that says leave the room quietly so that you can just exit out. But it is hard once you get into that rabbit hole. Same thing with YouTube, same thing on Instagram, the scroll. Sometimes it is hard to exit out. So if you are one of those people who keeps clicking through and clicking through and clicking through, think about setting aside an amount of time that you're going to be dedicating to Clubhouse. So if you say, okay, I'm going to get on from 10 to 10:30, right? I'm going to get on from 10 to 10:30. Okay. And when 10:30 hits, set that alarm so that boom, it's a notification that you need to move on to something else. If it's a room that you have started, I have jumped into rooms that have apparently been going for 12 hours. And so when you think about those kinds of conversations, people hop in, they hop out, people hop in, they hop out. So it's about knowing what your objective is in the room if you're starting it. If you have 12 hours to give and 12 hours of content and knowledge to talk about, then that's one thing. If it's just something that people are coming into and they're not gaining anything from it, then you probably should say, okay, this room is going to go from 10 to 12 and we're going to cut it off. The other part about having a room that lasts a very long time is people will jump into your room and want to raise their hand and not ever get to raise their hand. And that's a big turnoff, because if they've been waiting their turn and then all of a sudden, they can't raise their hand or they miss their turn to speak, that's a turnoff, I think, when you are trying to either offer a piece of knowledge or ask a question. It's really great to be able to service everyone. But if you have a time already set out, say, we are going to be on from 10 to 12, we're not going to go any further, then at least people know, like, if they didn't get their question answered, well, that's because we ran out of time, instead of, people just hopping over you to the next person. The other thing I would like to say is, if you're going to start a room and it's going to be on a topic that you list in when you set your room and set up a schedule and you name the headline and everything, don't just clickbait people. Okay. Don't clickbait people with a title like, 5 ways to make $1 million in 5 days. Don't clickbait people, right? Put on exactly what you're going to talk about. And if it's something that you're going to be able to deliver on, make sure that it's accurate, because you don't want to clickbait people. You don't want people hopping in, thinking they're going to make $1 million in 5 days. And then all you do is tell them to go to your website and you have to join a program that takes 21 days, right? You want to be honest and you want to be upfront and truthful. And, it's great to offer strategies that are proven versus strategies that you're kind of, maybe working on, because people will follow that. And you want people to follow something that is proven rather than just something that you are experimenting with. Now, if you're experimenting, let people know and they can, be the judge for themselves. Now, the other thing, when you're getting into Clubhouse, I actually just found Twitter Spaces, which is another way to have drop-in audio similar to Clubhouse. So back like what I was talking about before, figure out what your purpose is on Clubhouse and how you're going to integrate it into your overall marketing plan. Because if you spread yourself so thin that you're on Instagram, you're on Twitter, you're on Snapchat, you're on TikTok, you're on Facebook, you've got Facebook groups, you are, you have, all these different instant messengers and all of those things, you are doing a lot, right? And if you're kind of mediocre at all of it, then that's probably not serving you. But if you are good at Facebook, stick with Facebook. If you are good at Twitter, stick with Twitter. If you can kind of bring Clubhouse into your mix, it probably might, it's probably not going to be worth it to you in the end to just dabble instead of just being fully immersed and being able to serve and produce content that is going to, really bring your message forward and be, fully 100% of who you are and what you do. If you can only give 50% or even 25%, it's probably not worth your time, right? It's great to just kind of get in and see what it's about so that you know what you're talking about if you're talking to clients. But if you want to get something from it, then you need to put some effort into it also. What I have noticed is when people are inside of the room, whatever room you choose to join, I always go through and look at other people's profiles. I want to know, okay, am I in a room with somebody that I can connect with? So I always say to people, look around you, look at whose profiles are in there. If you need an invite into Clubhouse, I believe I still have 7. So make sure you message me. I put my information into the chat box, info@sandracoltamedici.com. If you need an invite to Clubhouse, make sure that you message me because I don't know how long those are going to last. Yes, I have 7 invites left. So they ask you, like, who'd be great to invite to Clubhouse? Once you're in Clubhouse, that's going to happen to you too. You will be able to then invite people into Clubhouse. And what happens when you invite somebody and they join, your invitation goes at the bottom of their profile. It says, this person was invited to join by so-and-so. That's another way that people are going to find you, is on someone else's profile. Now, if you invite somebody that's a complete, not so savory character, well, your invitation is going to live on their profile. So just be knowing of that. Another piece of advice that I wanted to offer is Clubhouse is audio only, and that is unique, right? That is, there's a portion of it that you can, I believe, you can choose the mode that you're on. You can choose music mode, I believe, or you can just choose standard talk. And so you can decide how you want to sound in Clubhouse and how you want that to be delivered to other people. So I know that, I saw some things that said that they were going to be working on different options for podcasters or people who, musicians and things like that, because wanting to make sure that the audio quality is there. I've seen some legal experts say, do not record on Clubhouse. So make sure that you're looking into all of the legalities of being on Clubhouse and recording other people's audio before you do that, so that you don't come into any sort of hardship if you're trying to publicize the audio that you have then taken from Clubhouse. Now, I've seen people put onto their room title a big stop sign emoji that says recording next to it. Now, I don't know the legalities of that recording, but I do know that if you plan to, that's one method that people are using to, I guess, maybe stop people from entering that don't want to be recorded, or let people know that if you do enter, we will be recording your information and your voice. So that I don't know what the legalities of that are, but I would offer the information of checking it out for yourself, because there are updates, very frequently coming on there as to how the app is changing. So just to recap, if you're just joining, number 1, on Clubhouse, make sure that you fill out your entire profile, your picture included. Number 2, make sure that you connect your Twitter and your Instagram. Number 3, start a room. Don't think that you have to be some sort of expert to start a room and start talking in Clubhouse. Number 4, have a purpose when you get on, because, rambling is great and getting your ideas out there is great, but it is also good if you're a business person to have a purpose when you get on, so that people who are listening actually get some value from what you're talking about. Now, when you get on, here's another thing. When you start your room, ping people. That's a thing. Ping people into the room, because they don't know that you're there unless you've invited people, through your email and, actually posted an event or something like that. The other people on Clubhouse don't know that you're there, but you can ping people by clicking the little button and ping people to let them know that your room has started. And once you get into your room, and if there are other people there, they ask people, I've heard them say, ping people into this room. I want you to ping people in, because nobody is, I guess people are constantly looking at the phones, but if they get that notification, they're more likely to come into your room. Now, whether or not you keep them there and their retention stays, who knows? But pinging people into the room is a way to make sure that they know that you're there and that they come into the room. The other thing that people do on big rooms, big rooms that have like 500 people or more, is resetting the room. And this is important if you go for long periods of time, if you are on Clubhouse for a long period of time, and so people are joining in and they don't really know like at what point of the conversation they're joining or who is actually running the room or what the rules are as far as raising your hand, is it on, is it off? Resetting the room is a way to help everyone in the room get on the same page. So saying, I'm going to reset the room, reintroduce the topic that you are talking about, all of the moderators that are there, that are running the room, let them know how to find you. I know that it sounds really simple, but let them know. If you're resetting the room, you can say, hi, my name is Dr. Sandra Colton-Medici. I am resetting this room for anybody who has just joined the conversation. You can find me let's say on Twitter at Sandra Colton. And let me introduce my fellow moderators. They are XYZ, and they are business professionals leading the way in technology and marketing, let's say, right? We are talking today about XYZ topic, and we want you to raise your hand for the next 30 seconds. We're going to open it up. We're going to let people raise their hand and come on stage and ask a question. So when you reset the room, everyone now knows what's happening. Please also let people know the rules, right? Don't talk over one another. When you get your hand, let's say you've raised your hand and people have let you up on stage, mute your microphone because you are now on live. You are now live. So mute your microphone when you are brought up on stage, because the person who's moderating could still be speaking. Just because you are brought up on stage doesn't mean that the person speaking isn't done. So always mute your microphone. When you get the opportunity to talk, right? This is another thing. When you get the opportunity to talk, introduce yourself, have your one-liner, your 30-second elevator pitch, right? Hi, my name is Dr. Sandra Colton-Medici. I'm a digital strategist. I help business owners get from point A to point B in their business by building their brands online. Boom, right? Quick, to the point. And I want to offer XYZ piece of knowledge, or I want to ask this question and then go into it, because a lot of people who have rooms are very strict about the time that they're allotting to different people. If you have 500 people in a room and everybody has raised their hand, not everybody's going to be able to talk, right? Not everybody's going to be able to get that shine on, right? So you need to be quick. You need to be, very, very succinct to the point about what you do, who you are, and how people can find you in that short amount of time. And then go into whatever it is that you have as a question or a piece of knowledge or advice that you're going to give to the room. That is huge. It is really important because people will see you in other rooms, and then they will get to know you as someone who has spoken up in those rooms. And then maybe from that, you're invited on stage more often because you have, provided value to their room. And so, somebody else wants you to provide value to their room. You will be pinged and invited up on stage if you have provided value in multiple rooms, because people will now, they're now catching on, okay, she's got something good, or he's got something good to say. Maybe he can provide value in my room as well. You will start doing that in your rooms too. You will see people that you've seen in other rooms, and you will invite them up on stage, and then you can say, oh, I saw you in so-and-so's room. What do you think about XYZ topic? So these are different ways to make sure that you are being seen as the expert in your field that you are, and then also that you are bringing people back to your profile. So if they see you and you're like, oh, well, or they hear you, I should say, they hear you and your small clip, great. They've now gotten a piece of who you are, audio piece of who you are, right? And now they're going to say, okay, let me look at her profile. Oh, let me DM her. Maybe we can work together. Maybe we can collaborate on something together. Maybe she can help me with my business. And those are things that I think are really, really important when you start to build that network on Clubhouse and bring them back, right? Bring them back into your fold, into your email correspondence, into your DMs on your Instagram, and build them up either as people you're collaborating with for business or people you are working with to help them in their business, right? If you have any questions, you can certainly email me. My information is in the chat, info@sandracoltonmedici.com. Now, Clubhouse is always changing. Okay, because it is brand new, there will be lots of changes, from here forward. I mean, Facebook changes every single day too. Instagram is changing all the time too. So just know that, it's not always going to be the same. It is not always going to stay the way it is. And there's ways that you can request certain features and things like that, but I'm not going to get into all of those technicalities. I think that this is just supposed to be kind of a friendly introduction to Clubhouse. And if you have any questions, make sure you send them to me. I wanted to put this other information on too. If you are interested in getting my free planner, you can see that little ticker there for social media content. You can get my free planner if you go to that website URL, sandracoltonmedici.com/help. You will be signing up for my email subscription, so know that ahead of time. And then also, when you sign up, you will be redirected to that free 2021, yeah, we're in 2021, social media content planner. And it is really, really easy to navigate. You just make a copy. It's an Excel, it's a Google sheet that is really easy to make a copy of and then make it your own. And I found that this works for me and my business, and I hope that it works for you. So make sure that you sign up today for those updates, because I'm always sharing them through my emails for people just like you, whether you're just starting out a business or you've got a business and you just need a little bit of help. I'm your girl. So make sure that you sign up for those email newsletter updates. And if you have any questions or want an invitation to Clubhouse, if I still have them, I will get that to you. Just send me a note at info@sandracoltonmedici.com. And I hope that you have a really great day today. I know that, it's a crazy year. It is crazy. And we have just started, but I know that we are so hopeful that it is going to flourish and people are going to start thriving, because we have to, right? And that's where I want everybody's head to be at, is we have to, because this is our time to really do something great. And I have some great stuff in store for you with collegeofstyle.com. So if you haven't had a chance to sign up there for College of Style, you can go to collegeofstyle.com and get on the VIP wait list, so that when it comes out, you are the first to know and first to access it in May, which is only a few months away. So make sure that you sign up for that. And I hope you have a really great day. Bye.